Do you welcome David Cameron's proposals as laid out this morning?
Well, it's about time that he comes up with what he wants. I do not welcome the fact that on a unilateral basis the UK decided to proceed with a referendum, but now that he's cornered himself, it's about time he lays out his demands. I'm not sure that all of them can be met. So I know that some people say in the UK that this is really setting the bar very low and that should be easy to do. Frankly speaking, from my perspective, even though I want to keep the UK in, I see a risk. Well, we will need to see in the details, of course. But what kind of protection does David Cameron seek for the City of London? By how much margin does this mean basically breaking the uniformity of the single market? Because, well, he claims he wants to keep it, but actually seeking a sanctuary for the City of London sounds a bit opposite to the idea of the single market. So that's a bit one preoccupation. We will see also what it means in terms of freedom of circulation, his fourth demand. I'm not sure that we can meet this one. So, yeah. The bar is quite high, I believe, and I'm not sure that we will be able to meet it. Even though, well, I wish the UK to stay in. Again, I do not want Europe to be basically submitted to the rule or the hegemony of one country located east of Belgium, if you see what I mean.
Are there any of the proposals that you welcome? Would you like to see more reforms that would improve growth and development within the EU?
Well, you know, I'm a strong supporter of the single market, and there's a lot to do in order to complete it. Because, well, you may claim that we have a single market, but actually a lot needs to be done in order to make it happen. That's true on the financial in the financial markets, but that's also true in a lot of domains in Europe that are still very much national. And I would go that way in order to stimulate the economic recovery as well as in the direction of a pan-European energy transition. I see none of that in Cameron's demands. Basically, he says, well, trade is a solution to all problems. And by that, he doesn't mean internal trade, but external trade. And, well, you know that the Greens are strong opponents of TTIP, which is one of the key things that Cameron wants. So, again, there we are on opposite courses. Now, I also noticed that not everyone speaks of one voice in the United Kingdom, and not everyone is so obsessed by making trade and big business ruling our democracy. So, well, I'm not sure that Cameron speaks for the entire United Kingdom on that.
If the UK leaves the EU, what sort of relationship would you see it having with the EU? Cameron has rejected the Norwegian option, the Swiss option. What sort of option do you think is left available?
Well, I do not know. I do not know because, well, if the UK wants to retain access to the single market in the way Switzerland or Norway do, well, then it will have to abide by European legislation. And in that sense, well, I would very much, if I were a British citizen, sit at the table rather than to have legislation done without me. So, frankly speaking, between, well, being in the Norwegian model or being a total foreign country to the European Union, I don't know what is left. But I would still believe that the advantages of being in far outweigh the advantages of being out or even being in the Norwegian model. So I don't know what's left.